Hey everyone, this is a video of how I made my haunted elevator ride that I put in my home haunt this year. It was a massive project, but type of thing I love to do. So I figured I would show a quick video of how I did it. Pretty much everyone that went through, or every adult that went through, was asking how I did it. So I thought I'd throw together a quick video. I'll also link in my video, and maybe in the description or in the video, to a link to my other video of the entire haunt and how it kind of worked with that. So this is the front. It was pretty much all custom except for the signs that were bought on Amazon. This is just a prop also that was, can't remember where I got that, but I would have kids come in and throw that, kind of get them scared that the elevator's not working as it should. This is just a cheap door slab I got on classifieds, painted it up and added some rollers to it. So let's look inside. And inside it's fully enclosed, 4 walls and a ceiling. They're all framed with 2x3s and some 4x8 plywood that's been painted. My lovely and wonderful wife, Hillary, did all the painting in here, various painting techniques to make it look like it's been rusted, and bolts in the wall and all good things to make it look like a haunted old freight elevator. On the walls are two 32-inch TVs synced with each other and basically meant to be like a window or an opening that you can see the elevator walls outside the freight elevator. That's an actual working elevator button. I was going to grunge it up to look old, but again, just ran out of time. And I'll show you how that's wired up in a minute. That is a light that doesn't normally flicker, but I've made it flicker, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. That's the opening to the air cannon. There are certain events as you're going down the elevator, explosions and other things that where I sync to the air cannon to blast them with air. For example, there's an air pipe that breaks in the video, so when that happens, I shoot them with a blast of air and drop and rumble the elevator a little bit to make it feel like it's really happening. And then up in the corner there, which I'm glad you can't see it, I tried to camouflage it as a camera, a Wyze camera, that basically I can set to record anything that's happening in here. In the link that I put in the description of the entire haunt, at the end I'm going to put some videos of, and maybe I'll put it in this at the end of this video, the reactions from some of the people that went through. This is the platform, just a simple gate here, wrapped with mesh wire. And one thing that was really hard to do is to stabilize this whole thing so that they could lean on it and not, break it. So it's screwed into the actual metal frame. It's pretty sturdy with handles, so you can hold on to it as it's moving. I'll put another link also, maybe I'll insert it into this video to show you the underside of the platform. Basically designed and welded together 2 frames that work together to move the platform. So I'll show that video or link to it as well. And that is pretty much the inside. So let's look at the brains of the operation. So over here, I used a Buflex microcontroller from Fright Props to control everything. And if you're not familiar with these controllers, they're really nifty. They have multiple inputs. So for example, my input is the button on the other side. And one thing I didn't do well at all is make nice tidy wiring. So forgive me in advance for the bad wiring, but I was in a bit of a rush. So the button though, it comes through here and it comes into the input. So when the button is pushed, it starts the show. And the show is programmed in a software that they give you with the BooBox. So you basically program in all of the outputs that you want to happen, which was definitely the most time-consuming part, to sync up everything coming out of here. The air springs, the air cannon, the video, it all is linked through the show that is programmed into this. So anyways, the button comes in, and then these go out to the solenoids. These down here are the solenoids that control the air that flow into the air springs. So the controller will open and close these depending on how it's programmed. This is basically the air setup. So I have a reserve tank here that goes out to my compressor. So the compressor pumps in air here, and it comes in, and I've split the air to go into the two solenoids, and then they come out, and I actually split them again. So I can control each side of the platform, so I can get any of this and then up and down, which is all I really needed for this. In the future, I may do all four separately, depending on what I'm going to do next. But and then those hoses just run underneath to the air springs. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to take you on top up here for a second to show you, again, sorry for the horrible wire mess, but up here is this little device, and that basically is a media player. But the cool thing about it is that it has inputs as well. So this wire is attached to the same button down at the elevator button. So when the button sets off the BooBox with all the other stuff, it also sets this off at the same time to start the video. And I've just run an HDMI splitter out to both TVs. And it's a really neat little box because it can, for example, the way that I used it is you can set up the first frame of the video to just basically loop. So you're just seeing basically that elevator scene. Then when the button's pushed, it knows to start the elevator video. It'll go through the elevator video, and then it'll reset itself and go back to that first frame and just hold it until the button's pressed again. And it can actually do all kinds of really cool things. So really neat little box called the MediaWiz Sprite. And then over there is the air cannon. You can't see on the other side, but there's a solenoid over there as well. So when the BooBox sends the signal that the air pipe on the screen is burst, it'll shoot the air cannon down, open the valve, and shoot it down into the elevator. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I had to do is so the light that's flickering in here, normally that's just a normal socket that doesn't flicker. I found a video on YouTube that I'll link to below. Some guy came up with a really smart idea. This is a fluorescent cap in here, and you can wire it into this cap and it'll make incandescent lights flicker like that. So it's pretty neat. The only thing I didn't get to, that I just had to throw this switch in here because at the last minute. What I wanted to happen is when they push the elevator button, that the light would go out before the elevator started. So what I wanted to do is it would be easy, well, it would be, I don't know how easy, but you could wire the light into the BooBox so that when the button is pushed, it turns the light off automatically. But I didn't have time to figure that out, so I just wired in a switch to the light. And when I heard them press the elevator button, I would just flick this off at the same time to make it seem like I pushed the button, the right starting, the light went off. But didn't have time to do that, so I kind of had to improvise. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Horrible, ugly wiring job, but got the job done, and it worked out pretty well. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll answer them in the comments. And I'll put a couple links to some other videos. That there was one video in particular that really inspired me that a guy did. I'll link to that. He did an awesome job, but I wanted to do some things different. He actually built the platform, the walls onto the platform, and I wanted to fit as many people as I could on it and to make it a little bit bigger. So I made my platform separate from the walls so I could do a little bit more with it. And it kind of feels more like a freight elevator that way, I thought anyways. So, but I'll link to some of those videos that inspired me. Some really smart guys out there really helped me with what I was doing here. And that's it. Happy Halloween.